Today we're going to be turning this opal here into an opal cabochon. And I'm going to show you some tips and everything about how to do this throughout the video. So stick around. Also, you want to see the end. It's really going to surprise you. So, this opal right here is an Ethiopian opal. And as you can tell, we still have some sand in here. And that's actually part of the first tip I'll give you. What you want to do is you want to take a flashlight and put it up to the opal. And then kind of look into the opal. Okay? So what you want to do is you see all this sand around. Well, this sand can go deeper than what you think it is. So you want to put that flashlight up to it when you're buying the opal to see just how deep that sand goes. Okay? And the rule of thumb with opals is you're going to lose about 80% of your stone during cutting. So you definitely want to check it out so you don't lose any more than what you have to. This opal looks pretty good. I don't know if you can kind of see it there. There's not a lot of dirt inside of that. There's not a lot of sand inside of that. So this will be pretty good to cut. We'll probably get a good size opal out of this once we're all done. So I'm going to cut that off. So next step we're going to do is we're going to flatten this out so we can put a dop stick on this. And we may even just try to get all the sand off that we can first. That way we kind of have a rough shape of what we're going to do, and then we may flatten it out. It just depends on how things go. So what we're going to do is we're going to head out now to the shop, and we're going to go ahead and start getting the sand and dirt off of it, and let's see where it leads us. So this is the opal. A little closer up. You can kind of see some fire in there. But we're going to get all that sand off first, and then we're going to choose a nice surface for us to put our dop on. Okay? So let's do this. Gotta wear my mask. So we got our opal here. We got it somewhat flat. Looks like it's just about ready to get on the dop stick. I'm going to bring it over to the flat lap and just get it as flat as I can. But yeah, it's almost ready. So let's go ahead and do this. Alright, so I'm going to get my mask on, and we're going to start cutting this to try to get it as flat as possible. We're not going to do a long time on it because if this opal heats up, it's going to start to crack and craze from the inside. We definitely don't want that. So we're going to do as much as we can in the time that we are allotted with this opal. So, wish us luck. Always cutting opals is always kind of fraught with danger because they can crack, they can craze. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen to them. And this one's definitely a pretty one, so we definitely don't want that to happen. So let's get through this. So she's flat now. That means we can put her on the dop. What I like to use for dops are little what do they call them? Chopsticks. What I like to use is these little chopsticks. They got a small surface head on them, and gets me an excuse to have some Chinese or Japanese food. So I'm so happy about that. So let's go ahead and clean this chopstick off a little bit. So she's nice and flat, looking good. And again, that takes no time. It's just a testament to how tough these rocks are too. I had almost forgot, and for that I apologize. When doing opals, you don't want to let them dry out. You actually want to finish them the same time you started them. Causes less cracks and crazes. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this dry, and then we're going to cut it and try to finish the whole polishing process today. Alright, that's attached on there pretty good. Should hold pretty well. So let's go ahead and get this thing cut. Alright, so this opal's starting to get a honeycomb pattern I can see on the inside of it. That's really promising. Now we really don't want to screw up this opal. Honeycomb patterns will do some of the most beautiful opals you've ever seen in your life. I'm telling you, this thing is going to turn out great if I can keep it from cracking, crazing, anything like that. So we're going to be extra careful with this one. But we're going to have to move quick as well. So I'm going to get back to it. I may not talk much, but that's, you know, try to keep this thing going. Alright, we're going to move over to the next set of wheels. I really don't want to cut too much more on this. As I'm taking the material away, I just need to make sure I got all the scratches out of it. That way, it'll turn out great. This is really, I don't know, honeycomb, kaleidoscope, whatever you like to call it. This is really going out great, man. Starting to come along pretty good. Next up, we're going to hit it with some cerium oxide. That's my leather polishing pad. Please forgive the state of it. But it's definitely seen some use, that's for sure. Now that we got the water bottle, cerium oxide, we got plenty of it. Go ahead and wet cerium oxide down. While I do this, why don't y'all tell me so far what's been the most impressive part or fascinating part. Leave them down in the comments below. Appreciate that. We'll mix this cerium oxide up. And if you like opals, tell me if you want to see more opals in the future. That'd be cool too. We got a few more I could do. We got some boulder opals. Those are pretty cool. I really enjoy those. My wife's, I think, are the Ethiopian opals or the Australian opals, but I think mine have quickly turned into boulder opals. I just are fascinated by them, to be honest with you. Need some more on there. They really are cool stones. Boy, this place don't want to take water today. Probably because it's so cold. It is freezing out. And I'm telling you what, I do not like cold weather. Not one little tiny bit. Let's see, alright, let's start wetting this down, see if we can get her to kind of lay flat for a little bit. At least enough to where I can, get what I need to get done. I need some more leather. There we go. She's starting to kind of bend down a little bit. It just takes a little bit. Alright, now I will be putting my mask on. But I mean, so far she's turning out pretty well. I still see some of that honeycomb in there, but it's starting to dry up. Starting to dry up. Let me make sure something's right with this. Alright, everything's looking so good so far, so good. I just said that all kinds of wacky. Alright, I'm going to put this mask on. We got the serum oxide on there. I'm going to try to take as much as I can off this thing, because once this thing kicks up, things are going to go and really just start slinging or vibrating things around. Alright, here we go. Alright, wet it down, make sure it stays wet. Now I feel pretty good about starting this again. So far, so good. She's clear right now, but once she cloudies up some, gets dry, should be very good. I still see some of that honeycomb in there, which I'm happy with. Sorry about looking at it away from the camera. We'll get a better look at it inside. Alright, she's ready. She's ready to go inside. So let's go ahead and try to get her inside as quick as we can. Get this thing under sunlight so you can see it a little better. Then we need to get it into some acetone to get it off this stick here, this dot. And then what we need to do is we need to wrap it in a paper towel and put it in our pocket for a couple hours. And let our body heat absorb the moisture out of the stone slowly. And that way, hopefully, it will not crack and craze that way. So, it's crazy because with opals, a lot of times with opals, I take good care of my opals. I like to have them nice and ready to go and treat them well. It's almost, I know it's nothing like this, but in my mind, because of my old simple mind, it almost feels like you're doing surgery, you know? So it's like, once everything starts, it's a rush. And then, as things are calming down, you know, you kind of look at it as, all right, patient's coming out of anesthesia now. And we'll get to see the final results once they're fully awakened and healed. You know, so I'm kind of excited, to be honest, but we will see you in the house. Post-patient recovery notes. Patient seems to be recovering well. We got all the sand off of them. There's no cracks or crazes. in them that I can see. No divots of any kind. Pretty smooth, fairly uniform. We'll have to get him in acetone to get him cleaned up. Once he's cleaned up, we will put him in a recovery paper towel and keep him nearby so we can monitor him and let some of that moisture wick out of him. And then we will take a look at him after that, and then we'll give him a few days to fully recover, and then we will see if everything is successful with the surgery. So let's get to it. So this stone was in my pocket. I didn't normally really do too much with it after it was in my pocket, because after looking at it, I thought I may have saw some cracks starting to form. So let's take a look now after it's had its good opportunity to dry. So what it should be now is just fine. Look at that. Turned out great. It's got a bunch of good flashes in it. Really cool. And we'll get a look at this on the wheel. We're really happy with how things turned out. We managed to save the opal without any major cracks or crazes with the inside of it. Soon my wife will do a video of her wrapping the opal and maybe some silver, sterling silver wire. And we'll probably do a video on that. But if you like this kind of thing, please like and subscribe, and you have a great day.